Uh-oh, there are some new claims that Teresa Giudice's husband Louis has already cheated on her. Say what? We have Real Housewives of Dubai that just got announced as being put on pause. And why are all the gays scared of Trump? Is there some political misinformation going on out there? Let's start with some positive news today. Let's dive in. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's up, guys? Welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the sweet DMs. I just checked my Apple Podcast reviews. I just checked those out. And we seem to have gotten a lot of new reviews that haven't been published yet, but it seems like we got, at least 20 in the last day or so. Some of them have started to come in and they've been really nice, really sweet. A lot of you really enjoyed the election episode and really listened and heard. Some people are like, "Oh, you're no longer talking about pop culture fluff, and I'm disappointed," or "I don't want to hear about your dogs," or "You're not a political commentator." I'm not a political analyst. I'm not a political commentator. I'm just a real human being. I'm a real person. I host a show called No Filter with Zack Peter. I've had this show for 9.5 years. I understand that a lot of people have recently become listeners or avid watchers of the show from the Scandival fallout that happened last year in 2023. But that is not the only thing that I talk about, and that's not the only thing that I've ever talked about. I've always talked about current events. I've always talked about real life stuff. I've always talked about my personal life, whether I was, you know, dating someone, grieving the loss of a loved one, like whatever it is, I've always been very much myself and unapologetic on this podcast. That's why this podcast is not called Bravo News Daily or the reality TV scoop of the day. The podcast is called No Filter with Zack Peter. So for those of you that are here and enjoy the commentary and they enjoy my hot takes on things, I appreciate that. For those of you that feel like, you know, it's not the show for you, I respect that. I have no hate or judgment towards you for that. Do you, boo? Yeah. Sometimes we dive into the escapism and sometimes we dive into the real life of it. But that's what makes this show real. And that's what I think makes this show different, right? The show is not anchored in one specific topic like Bravo, even though we do cover Bravo a lot. It's been very relevant the last couple of years. But we cover a variety, an array of different topics. Those who get it, and those who don't. Thank you. I'm always going to give you hot takes and hot opinions on what's, on everyone's mind at the moment. We're all pop culture junkies, so whatever we're thinking about and talking about, we're going to be talking about here on the podcast. But if you did enjoy the podcast or you have been enjoying it, please leave a review on Apple. I really do appreciate them. And let people know what it is about the show that you're enjoying. It's free to leave a review. Or if you're watching this on Spotify, you can leave a rating below. Keep them coming. Sally says, I have thoroughly enjoyed listening to you, but especially this week, you are a breath of fresh air, and I appreciate your perspective on all the crazy things. I do have good news. Okay, so we're gonna get into like the Teresa stuff and the Dubai stuff. But we are still gonna piggyback on some of the other stuff that's come out this week because there have actually been there's been some positive news in the world of politics that I think we can all agree are positive things. So we'll cover those towards the end of the show. So the people that don't want that, we'll get into that after. But at least for now, we can start with some of the lighter, fluffier pop culture news. We'll start with our pop culture roundup. JT from Southern Charm has announced that he's leaving the show, which interessante. He made a post on Instagram. It's interesting because the show hasn't actually aired yet. Like the new season hasn't officially begun. But so JT is now saying he posted a statement saying he was the little guy. Remember, he got in a fight with what was it, Craig or Austin last season? I think it was Austin. He says, if it comes with a heavy heart to share that I have resigned from Southern Charm. Yesterday, I informed Bravo that I will not be participating in the 2 to 3 remaining green room interviews remaining before the season airs 12/5. I've done that. Yesterday, I informed Bravo that I will not be participating in the 2 to 3 remaining green room interviews remaining before the season airs on 12/5. I've done about 9 thus far leading up to today, and I no longer wish to participate in any ways moving forward with the TV show. I will leave it at that for now, while I work on the next steps to recover both physically and mentally from what has been an extremely challenging and exhausting year. I'm assuming there's a narrative that's coming out on the show that he is not happy with, and so he is doing a mic drop. Um, he's doing a mic drop. He's saying, "Nah, nah, bruh, I'm done." Is he gonna be part of the reality reckoning next? Say what? I don't know. Well, I mean, does anybody watch I like JT on Southern Charm. I'm kinda sad, but it seems like he's definitely gonna be getting a villain edit this season, and he ain't happy about it. Um, Matt and in the live chat says, "Zach, are you looking forward to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?" I I am. Yeah, like I said, I watched the premiere. Definitely looking forward to it, for sure. Laura says, "Oh, geez, the reckoning." Yeah, I think JT may be joining the reality reckoning. Oh, well. Michael says JT was okay. Aoka says she doesn't watch Southern Charm, so he filmed and now wants out. He filmed the season and he was doing his green screen confessionals, but it appears he has 2 confessionals that I guess were left to film, which at this point are usually just like pickups or things related to the finale or like as the edits coming along, then they have them come in and talk about things again. So I am not entirely sure what the dealio is, but yeah. Seems he's not happy with Bravo. So maybe he can get hit up by um, Rachel Levis's attorney. I saw there was something going on with her, and her publicist was posting something again. I'm like, oh my God, who gives a shit? Somebody was DMing me about it, and I was like, I don't care. Real Houses of Dubai. After 2 seasons, Dubai is officially going goodbye. And it's been put on pause. So they're not officially canceling it, but there was a new report that came out in Us Weekly that states that Dubai is not going to be returning for some time, for a minute at least, you know? So is what it is. I don't think anybody's shocked by that. I wouldn't be surprised if Real Houses of New York gets put on pause. The ratings tanked below 300,000. Like this is one of the worst watched shows on Bravo. I know like people were comparing it to what was it? People were comparing it to Roni, or sorry, like Salt Lake City or no shit, what was the show? Oh, we're comparing to the original to the Roni Ultimate Girls Trip because that was getting like really low views or yeah, not as many people were watching that as it was airing on Bravo, but it's because most people had already watched it when it originally aired on Peacock. So if anything, this is more of like a rebroadcast more than an original broadcast. So yeah, but I mean, the average views that they got for season 2 was 291, which means they weren't breaking the 300,000 mark per week, which is very telling. Very, very telling. But New York had its worst ratings. It had 281 million viewers with a 0.07 in the 18 to 49 demo, which was a series low. So this most recent, this week's episode of Real Housewives of New York was the least watched ever. Granted, it was during the election, and I think more people were interested in it. So to give them some grace, I think the election definitely affected the ratings, but I mean, still, I don't think anybody's really watching it. You know, Ida says I'm bored with all housewives except Miami. Miami's not even out right now. They're just filming the new season. Kat says they cast terribly. It's not about the OGs not being there. It's a bad cast. Yeah, I saw the Broad Bros, Steele and Shooter, mainly Shooter was like dragging the reboot, and I was like, yeah, he's right. He's right. Snaps for Shooter. Snaps for Scooter. Because I know some people call him Steele and Scooter, but they're Steele and Shooter. Shooter Magooter. But I was like, yes, Shooter. I agree with you. I hear you. I see you, boo. It is garbage. Throw it in the trash with the sprinkle cookies. Yeah. But so yeah, JT's quit Southern Charm. Dubai's been put on pause. And then there's this new story that's been going out there about Louis. So Teresa's in the new season of House of Villains. And as we saw in the trailer for this season 2 of House of Villains on E, Teresa and Tiffany Pollard, aka New York, get into some beef, into some drama. And so we're now seeing why. Because New York was told that Teresa wants her out of the house, and Teresa said that if she was Teresa said that if she became supervillain on House of Villains, because if you win the challenge for the week, you become supervillain, yada yada. Teresa said that if she became supervillain, like New York would become one of her targets. And so New York got wind of that. And so New York goes and she confronts Teresa and she's getting in her face. And then she calls out, she's like, and you know what? The flowers you got the other day, because Louis sent this big giant bouquet of flowers to the house for Teresa, which even some of the other people were like, how did he even get the address? Because I don't even think they had the address, right? Um, so he sends her this big giant bouquet of flowers. And then Tiffany's like, you know what? You know what those flowers were for? Those flowers were because he cheated on you, because he's been cheating on you since you've been in this house. And every one of those flowers represents the number of times that he has cheated on you while being in this house. And I was like, oh, do we believe that Louis is cheating on Teresa? I don't know if I believe that. I think Tiffany was just taking a jab where she knew it would hurt because Teresa's so in her love bubble. But, like, we saw the way Teresa came at Margaret for trying to pop her love bubble. She's like, "You wanna get popped? You're not gonna pop my love bubble." Which I have to I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how their fight continues to unfold, but Tiffany came at Teresa pretty hard. Like, she came out swinging, and I was like, "Girlfriend." Mary says, New York was just playing her villain." Yeah, she was playing the game. Joe says, "Not New York trying to pop Teresa's love bubble." Yeah, I wanna see Teresa flip out at her the way that she flipped out at Margaret. 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 I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? I don't know what's gonna happen. Uh, uh, uh. Um, also, Vicky Gunvalson has come out. She was on Jeff Lewis, and she was saying that she has no interest in filming Real Houses of Orange County. But psh, how many times have we heard that? And then she always comes back. So she did a special on Bravo, or not on Bravo, a special on Vice about Bravo and about reality TV called The Dark Side of Reality TV. And in it, she said that she'll never forgive them about, the passing of her mom. And I know we've discussed it here on the show, like um, what a real scene that was, and like the raw emotion. And I've talked about it with other people too recently after Vicky made her comments on the dark side of reality TV and how like I actually crave shows like that, or I actually crave scenes like that because to me they're so real. Um, but yeah, I just think Vicky is burning her bridge with Bravo yet again, and it's like she's never gonna end up back on the show full time if she keeps this up. But so she went on Jeff Lewis and she's like, I'm done. I'm done. Over it. Receipts, proof, timeline, everything. So, boom. Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky, their daughter Alexia Umansky, got engaged. Congrats to them. Bum 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 boom. I haven't watched the OC reunion yet, so I don't have any commentary about that. Donna says, "Finally, you aren't going live at the same time as me." Okay, it was listen, it was this week and the schedule. Like, it was, first of all, it only happened one time, and second of all, sheesh. Ida says, "Oh my God, you're so young, Matt. I turned 50. Who's Matt? Oh, Matt. Yeah, my friend Jess just texted me, and I guess we can make this be the topic of conversation. She said, "What do you think is going to happen with the new Roni? Like, they could legit just cancel the show altogether." Do we think that they're gonna cancel? I think they'll cancel Rent. I also don't think Dubai is gonna come back. I have a feeling, like, unless people, like, really crave Dubai and are like, "We miss Dubai, we want Dubai." I don't know if they're gonna even, I think them saying it's on pause is, like, a very general, um, I don't know, like, a very broad, like, "Oh, like, Shah's of Sunset is on pause." Shah's of Sunset is still on pause. I'm gonna say cancel it. It's garbage. That's gonna be my take. I just don't think I think the cast is bad. Zach, do you like Dubai? I haven't watched the new season of Dubai. Wanda said, Donna, it was so hard to choose yesterday. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to steal the thunder. Thunder. Well, because Donna also had Giorgio Says on, and Giorgio Says was trying to break down the Whitney Rose of it all with the Whitney Rose and the Donna Wilkin. Oh my God. Everyone kept sending me the videos and the screenshots of the stories. And I was like, I don't know what to say. I plead the fifth. Like Andy Cohen and the Watch What Happens House, I plead the fifth. Lori says, I didn't even watch, just relied on Donna's recap. Yeah, I agree. It was tough to like understand what that I was even Giorgio was texting me afterwards and he was trying to explain to me all the things and then I'm like, somebody's lying. I don't know. I can't, I don't I don't like it. I just don't like it. It's so confusing. So yeah. Steve says there'll be not many requests for Dubai or New York to come back. I think people want the New York OGs to come back in some way, shape, or form, you know? Laura says Giorgio and Donna had twin wallpaper. Do you guys have the same wallpaper, Donna? Is it the green wallpaper? Gina K from OC have the same wallpaper. This wallpaper that I have, this crocodile black wallpaper, Gina, I saw it on this most recent episode of Real Housewives of Orange County. I was like, oh no, not me and Gina having the same style. Donna says his is nicer than mine. Oh. Pamela says, and then Jolene was on right after Zack yesterday. See, so you guys had a lot of content to stream. So when does everybody go live? Because I don't follow everybody else. Donna goes live at 11 a.m. Pacific, right, Donna? Right, Daily Dose of Donna. And then when does Jolene go live? Because I don't want to be on when other people are live, but like I'm always on at 9. This week I've just had to shift my mornings a little bit. Okay, so Donna is always on right after me. It's like daytime talk shows, right? You have The View, and then you have Oprah, and then you have Tyra, and then you have Ellen. I know none of those except for The View. I know none of those shows are on anymore. Joe says, I'm fine with the OG Roni not coming back. Some Housewives shows just need to let them end. I agree. Yeah. See, my friend Jess, who texted me about it, she's like, I feel like don't even bother recasting. Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares. I think Bravo just needs to start investing in like new original content that's different, right? Do you think Vanderpump Rules will come back? Yeah, I think it will. I think they'll give it at least one last season. And if they don't, then I think the way it ended last season with remember the sad montage and they showed them when they were younger and where they are now. And Lala's like, our job is to live our lives fully and authentic. Like it was such a good finale that like I would be okay with that being the final finale and not letting them fuck it up with something else. But at the same time, I also, wouldn't mind if they really put it all in for like a final like wrap up season, you know? Laura says, I'm not feeling the Salt Lake City reality show either. The Mormon Wives one or the Real Housewives? Exhausting and draining. Jolene usually goes live 30 minutes to an hour after Donna. Oh, okay. So then you have me in the morning. You have, you have your lineup for the day. You have me in the morning, then you have Daily Dose of Donna, and then you have Jolene. Jolene. They can have a reality housewives rehab with Dr. Drew. Ooh, yes. Dr. Drew will have, Monica Garcia, Noella, Bronwyn. Oh, God. That is a cast, Joe. That is a cast. Gee Willikers, Joe. Gee Willikers. Well, we've officially entered the holiday season. It's the holiday season, a whoop-de-doo and a tickety-tock. And we also have all the sugary stuff, all the sugary carby goodness. And, we love that. But what we don't love is that sugar rampage, right? Don't worry, I've got your new holiday season secret weapon, and that is BioRay. And specifically, their new teen line Raise by BioRay, which is for teens that want to feel good. My family's been taking BioRay supplements for nearly a decade now. They're tinctures. BioRay's formulas are the plant medicine that you've been looking for. So they're tasty liquid tinctures that you can put into your water, into your juices, into your smoothies. Perfect for the whole family, right? You can even directly drop them. I know people that take them directly into their mouth. They just drop it right in. but their new teens line specifically is designed to help those angsty teens. They have Life is Peachy drops to help calm down those moods and bring on the peachy vibes. The Thinking Cap drops to help with the ability to stay alert and pay attention, especially if kids are back in school. I personally like taking it just for myself. So I'm always staying on it. All Systems Glow, which is like a nutritious boost that can help charge those picky eaters. So if you have a picky eater and you're concerned about them not getting enough of their nutrients, All Systems Glow can be a great option. And then there's Dream Machine, which can help your teen unwind from all those noisy thoughts before bed. So options for everyone in the family. Definitely check them out. Whatever you need, BioRay has you covered. Give Rays by BioRay a try today and use code ZACK, ZACK, for 10% off your next order right now. That's bioray.com. Use code ZACK, ZACK, ZACK. Code ZACK for 10% off at bioray.com. And listen, don't you want to spark something uncommon this holiday season? Well, you can do that with the right gift from Uncommon James. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods. The gift from Uncommon Goods. I was thinking Uncommon James from Christian Cavallari, but that's very different, and that's not as custom or unique as Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list all in one spot. Gifts that spark joy, wonder, delight, it's exactly what I wanted feeling. They scour the globe for original handmade, absolutely remarkable things. Somehow they just know the exact perfect gift for every single person on your list. A few of my favorites. Just the other day I was wearing my the dog father sweater, which everybody loves. I went to dinner with my mom and my stepmom, and they were like, "Oh my god, I love that sweater. I saw it on your show." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm wearing it." The dog father. So there are cute like clothing items that you can get for everyone on your family. You can get custom candles, you can get custom dishware, you can get custom decorations. Anything you want. They also have different like packages. They have self-care goodies for mom and for dad, for all of your siblings, for all of your friends, for your boss, whatever you need. They have all of these unique, custom, handmade gifts, or just more traditional gifts. If you want something or you at least want one place where you can shop for everyone on your list, Uncommon Goods is a good one. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the US. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. And they have gifts that you can even personalize. I've done that a couple of times. I have friends that live in other states, so I got them the state candles, and I got them just like different kitchenware, a spoon ladle, or something that they can hang up on their wall that's in the shape of the state that they're from. If they're like Pride, Louisiana Pride. I've done that before. And even better, with every purchase that you make at Uncommon Goods, they give back $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. You can feel good about your purchases. They've donated more than $3 million to date to help these nonprofit partners. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/nofilter. That's uncommongoods.com/nofilter for 15% off. You can also use code NOFILTER as well. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary. Whew. Did you just say ladle? Isn't that what it's called? Like the little ladle or ladle? What is it called for the spoon? Am I having a Teresa Giudice moment where you have the spoon and you put it on the things that way it doesn't get on the counter? Is that the ladle's the spoon. No, then what's the thing called that you put the spoon on? No, I don't know. Can't wait to hear. What can't you wait to hear, Donna? Apparently, Adam talks smack about me on his live. Oh no, that's not good, Donna. Why are you coming in here to start mess, Donna? Hopefully, he called me grandma today. Listen, I love you back, Donna. I love you. Um, Brittany says, any tea on what Sheena will say about you and Adam after you both confronted her? She hasn't released a new podcast today, which you think she well, listen, I wouldn't say I confronted Sheena. I did send her a sweet text message. Why are we getting messy, guys? I'm trying to be good. Trying to be good. Andrew says, Donna is so messy. Yeah. I'm forever calling it a ladle, but what is it called? A spoon rest? It's not called a spoon rest. It has a name for a spoon holder. No, it's called a spoon rest. That's dumb. No, everyone's saying it's called a spoon rest. Ladle. Okay, it is called a ladle, right? Ladle. Oh, the ladle is the big spoon, the stew spoon. But what do you call what? Oh shit. What do you call a spoon rest? Um, a spoon rest is simply called a spoon rest. Wow, I feel so stupid right now. Also known as a double. Interesting. Huh. Wow. The more you know. I I did not know that. It's a spoon rest. That's what it's called. Wow. Why I always thought there was like a fancy name for it, you know? Like tall grande venti. I thought it was. Wait, what is Donna going off in the Donna, why are you getting people all fired up in the live chat? Why is she dead? Oh my god, she called me who called you a woman? Ay, ay, ay. Oh, you're listening now. She said, I'm dead. Okay, Donna's giving us all the updates. She's dead. Why is she dead? Donna, don't die. Unfortunately, it's a spoon rest. Yeah, as dumb as it sounds. It really is dumb. Guys, I'm dead. He is lying. What is he lying about? Oh, God, I'm not getting involved. I love you, Donna, and I know that you are not a liar. I will say that. So I trust you and I believe you. Um, wow. Might as well call me bitch. That was my favorite line from Donna. They called me lady, woman. Might as well call me bitch. That was my favorite line. It was great. Okay. I know that it's been like a really like heavy week politically, but like there's some good news that I wanted to like talk about because I saw this headline the other day. Sorry, we'll catch all the daily dose of Donna's drama at 11 a.m. Pacific. But I did want to have some good news to share with you guys because I saw this headline and I was like, why are we not reporting on this enough? Because obviously we just came off of an election cycle and like, you know, I just figured it was good news. And so it's a bit of good news, right? Because I know everyone's like, oh my God, Trump won. He hates women. He hates the gays. And so, however you feel about him, and I always try to come at things at least a bit objectively. And like I said, I think people have kind of made up their opinion on who they think I voted for, but I haven't actually disclosed who I voted for. And there were more than two options. I know people were talking about Harris versus Trump, but I mean, there was also Jill Stein, RFK. So there were other options, and I have not explicitly shared who I voted for. So I'm not endorsing either party, but I don't like I like good news, and I feel like this is a bit of good news that maybe can provide a little bit of ease to some of your anxiety about like Trump hating women. And that's that he just named the first ever female White House chief of staff. Her name is Susie Wiles, which I thought was a good thing, right? It's a positive step. He described her as a tough, smart, and innovative woman. He said that she's universally admired and respected. So that's a good thing, right? A man, if he hated women so much, I don't think he would be appointing the first ever female White House chief of staff. So congrats to Susie. Um, he also noted that he has no doubt that she'll make our country proud because she is the first female chief of staff in US history, which is a good thing, right? I think that's a positive note because I've also been seeing, and it's been tough because obviously since Tuesday or Wednesday's episode of the podcast, I've been having some really productive conversations with some friends that I've really enjoyed. But I also had one friend text me this morning, one that I love and adore very much. It's like I listened to your podcast episode and I think I just need some space from you. And I was like, okay, I understand that. I respect that. I will say that this friend hasn't actually like asked me who I voted for, or asked me why I voted for one particular candidate over the other. Um, but yeah, I hope I know that these things can be jarring, right? I think the red wave landslide was a bit jarring. I don't even think it's a red wave landslide as much as I just think it's a lot of people that feel abandoned by one party and have now decided that the other party can speak to them in a way that resonates with them better, you know? So I keep seeing this go around though, because obviously I'm a gay man, and so I have a lot of gay friends, and I keep seeing a lot of them post, if you don't know why your gay friends are scared right now, then I don't think you have a gay friend. You just happen to know a gay person. And I was just kind of sitting there and I'm listening and I'm seeing all of this and I'm seeing them share all these things about like Project 2025. And I'm just like, I was paying attention to both sides or to all candidates, except for Jill Stein. I don't really pay attention to Jill Stein, to be honest with you. But I was watching Kennedy throughout his independent campaign, and I was looking at Trump, and I was looking at Kamala, and I just kept seeing Trump like denounce Project 2025. So I was like, why is that still a talking point for people? But regardless, because I know a lot of people do feel like they are scared. I'm a gay man. I'm a Mexican man. You know, I could get deported and I can get thrown into a concentration camp next year. I don't know. Maybe that'll happen. I'm not afraid of that happening though. And it's not until I started to like really expose myself to new information that I found these facts that I thought were interesting to share. And I think like if you are feeling scared right now, like hopefully this info can provide a sense of relief, even if it's just like a teensy sense of relief. Like, you know, Trump now appointing the first female chief of staff in US history. Like that's huge. You know, I don't think a woman that entirely or a man that entirely hates women would do something like that and endorse her publicly the way that he has. So just from my side of things, from the gay community, and speaking up on behalf of the gay community. I didn't know this information prior to this week. And I also want to clarify and preface that I voted early. So I didn't vote this week, I voted prior. And these are bits of information that people have shared with me recently now since I've started to speak out, just about like, you know, the election in general, that I found these things interesting. I realized that Trump was he was the first president to ever, which I guess I realized, but I didn't really acknowledge that Trump was the very first president specifically, or more notably, the first Republican president, but the first president overall to enter office in support of gay marriage, right? He's married gay couples at Mar-Lago. Because people forget that even Obama and Biden, when they came into office in their first term, they were against gay marriage, right? You have all the Obama and Biden and Hillary and them all saying, I believe marriage is between a man and a woman. So Trump was the first president, specifically a Republican president back in 2016, that entered office in support of gay marriage and even married gay couples at Mar-Lago, right, in his own home. Um, he was the first, he launched a global effort to end the criminalization of homosexualities in 70 countries where homosexuality is actually illegal, where gay people really don't have rights, right? He pushed forth that initiative in his last presidency. He started a program that provided free access to PrEP for people that are uninsured so that we can all raw dog it without fear of getting HIV. I mean, PrEP is so popular in the gay community right now. And despite your insurance coverage or despite your insurance status, he was making it accessible and in some cases free to gay men that needed access to PrEP. Which is huge because PrEP is all throughout the community. I know so many people that are claiming that they're scared now that Trump is president and they're popping their PrEP and taking 12 anonymous loads in their butt every day. Or maybe not every day, but I do know a few of those guys. And listen, to each their own, right? When he came into office, he immediately removed any language on the GOP website that stated that marriage should only be between a man and a woman, which I think is positive, especially for a Republican candidate. He also appointed the first openly gay man to hold a cabinet level position, which was Richard Grenell, who's the acting director of national intelligence, which I thought was really big. And like I said, he's repeatedly denounced and distanced himself from Project 2025. So just while we're talking about, I understand that there's fears, and I am not saying that those fears are not valid, but I just think when I learned these statistics this week, or not these statistics rather, but these statements, facts, whatever you want to refer to them as, when I learned that this week after I had voted, it kind of made me feel a little bit like, oh, okay, maybe we're not going to be put into maybe we're not going to be thrown into concentration camps, because that's kind of the narrative that I feel like we're kind of putting out there with this fear mongering. And I think, like, listen, if it's homophobia that we're scared of, then I also, you know, want to remind people that homophobia is real regardless of who's in office, right? If homophobia is something you're scared of right now, then you're scared of it right now under the Biden administration, right? Those people existed before the election. those people. And like as a gay man, my fear or lack thereof of homophobia would be the same under Harris or Biden or Trump, as it is now with Biden, right? I don't like the fear mongering. I think that we're not going into concentration camps. Trust me, I won't let them put you into concentration camps. I love you. So yeah, I don't, I won't let them put you in. None of us will. I think as Americans, we've moved so far past that. Um, so I think listen, these are just things that are also positives I want to just look at, even though there's a lot of negative for us to look at, I think that if we can just find these slivers of hope, these slivers of positive news, I think that we can absolutely embrace that, right? And not only, and that's really just for people that feel like the news is super heavy right now. Like at least hope these are in somewhat, can ease a bit of anxiety. So it's tough, right? It's tough. It's nuanced. Um, so yeah, listen, I know in my heart I have nothing but love. I know in my heart I have nothing but acceptance. And I want people to continue to stay awake and to stay involved in their local and state elections as well as the federal election. So, yeah, Jupiter Clark says the US is so divided, find similarities. At the time, I agree. And that's all I was hoping to do today. Because I was like, listen, two bits of good news. I found out this information about Trump, and not only that, but like, congrats to the first female chief of staff in the US. Like, that's big. Congrats to Susie Wiles, you know? Brittany says, on behalf of Trump supporters, we need to keep our word and be the party of unity. We fought censorship and division for 4 years and said that we've ended it. If we won, united we stand, we the people. I appreciate that, Brittany. Look at Brittany is coming out as an open Trump voter, saying that, she wants to keep up her bargain to continue to claim to be the party of unity. And I think that that's important. It broke my heart when I had one of my really good friends come out and tell me that he's going to take some space from me without actually having a real conversation with me about how I actually voted. Oh no. Donna's fighting with, oh no. Oh boy, guys, you're probably going to want to watch Donna's Daily Dose of Donna live today. Um, Yeah. Marianne Stout says, actions speak louder than words. I'm holding off until actions happen. Well, my point is like actions have happened, or even if they're crumbs, right? Crumbs are better than I think nothing. Cause I just think the message right now is it's like anti gay, homophobic, anti women, take women's rights away. And so I'm like, okay, well, we have at least these crumbs or these slivers that I think are something that we can take inventory of and be like, okay, maybe it's not as bad as we're blowing it out to be in our head, and that's why we just have to stay vigilant, right? We have to stay active. We have to stay awake. We have to stay involved. But I also think we also have to give people some grace, right? We have to also just wait and see what happens and give them a chance to fall on their face if they're going to do that. But at least we did have some positive movement. Um, and that's not to say that we're not going to continue to have positive movement or moments where we have to stand up and vote in a different way. But, I'm trying my best to bring us all together. I know people don't like that because people don't want to embrace or like or love or have respect for the other side. I just want to, if I can be some sort of bridge. I see so many people. I see people on the right that are boasting and like, yeah, partying with liberal tears. And then I see people on the left that are like, oh my God, I'm going to get thrown into a concentration camp and I'm scared for my life. I'm just like, I can be somewhat of a bridge, right? To help mend the two and to help bring more of those independent voters like myself, right? More of those libertarian voters together to kind of find some sense of community to try and bring us together as a country again. I would like to do that. Not paid by anyone says, I enjoy your commentary, but I deeply agree with your political views respectfully. If you read Project 2025, you will know that you will eventually negatively be impacted. Women are dying. See, but I think that's very extremism because if we remember, Trump himself and the people that he seems to be appointing around him have nothing to do with Project 2025, right? I didn't know that. And I believed Project, and I was like, what is Project 2025? And then I went and I Googled it and I was like, wait, this has nothing to do with the Trump administration, and he's repeatedly distanced himself from Project 2025. So I think Project 2025 has become a fear-mongering talking point that the left likes to use to provide these scare tactics the same way that like gays right now are like, we're going to be thrown into concentration camps. I'm like, you guys, that's such a far-fetched, hyperbolic, hypothetical situation that's not likely. It's possible, but I also think we're all so awake that we wouldn't allow something like that to happen. We would continue to stay vigilant, right? I don't think that all of those people, the 73 million people that voted for him, I don't think they voted for him because they were in support of Project 2025. I think they went and listened to him and they don't believe that he has anything to do with Project 2025. I know he's referenced in Project 2025, but that's the same way I can start my own independent foundation and write my own manifesto and then list Kamala Harris's name in it 300 times and say, this is my agenda. But that doesn't mean that that agenda is in any connection related to Kamala Harris. And Trump has said that he hasn't even read Project 2025. Michelle says, I have so many friends whose children are being harassed in school this week, threatened to be grabbed by the pussy, racial slurs because they are Dems. And listen, and that's where we have to teach our children to not behave that way, right? That's where we have to, continue to stand up and remind people what's right. I don't know many people that have friends or children that are being harassed in that way. I've talked to many people. I've on both sides, right? Because I want to have the understanding of like how people on the Democratic side are feeling, how people on the Republican side are feeling. I haven't heard that, and this is the first time I am hearing that, and I'm so sorry that that's happening to your friends and their children. I think that that's awful. I think that that rhetoric is awful, and I think that we need to continue to correct that, and we need to continue to face that head on. I don't think that that's going to be a problem that's solved under one president or another. I think that that's something that gets solved with our own, in our own homes, right? And the values that we instill in our kids and, the people that we, are willing to confront in those situations, you know? I also know that children are very impressionable. And as parents or as people around them, we need to be mindful of the things that we say in front of them as well, because then that could encourage that type of rhetoric. Alva says unity has never been a thing with Trump. His speeches are them and us. Yes, but if we're gonna hold that accountable, so was Kamala Harris. I mean, come on, Biden called half of the country garbage, and I'm just trying to hold both sides accountable, right? Because I feel like so many people are always holding Trump accountable for these things, and I'm just like, but this happens on both sides. Like we're and again, like we need to stop focusing on your side did this and your side did that, and it's like realize that both sides are flawed, both sides have extremists, both sides have people that are voting for them that don't fully believe in them, and just be like, okay, you know, let's try to work together. But I understand unity and acceptance and tolerance are not for everyone. And I've seen a lot of that online. I'm seeing some of that in the live chat today. If you are not in a place where you're ready for unity and tolerance and understanding, I get that. I still send you love. I still, you know, will fight for the America that you want to see reflected in front of you. I will continue to fight for that. I'll continue to fight for all Americans. And I send love to all my fellow Americans. And that's just as deep as it goes. Trump will probably put a lot of Heritage Foundation people in his cabinet. We don't know that. And he hasn't said that. And if anything, all we've heard from him is the opposite of that, you know? Mallory says, I've worked with the toothless and I've worked with the homeless. Yeah, I'm going to be there for all the homeless and I'm going to be there for all the toothless, you know? There we go. All we can do is the best that we can do. Michelle says, Zach, if you want to chat more about it with some of your level headed, left leaning Packers to give some perspective on our experience. Listen, I have not with, I have in the DMs, not with anybody in this live chat right now, but I've had a lot of these conversations with people. I mean, I think with the exception for maybe one, um, all of the conversations that I've had have been level headed and respectful, and I've been able to really hear all sides of that. So yeah. And Storm says calling people Nazis is awful and offensive to millions of Jewish people. Yeah. Steve says, Zach, you live in a city. It's way different out here in the red and rural areas. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not saying that I haven't been to those cities. I'm not saying that I don't have many members of my community that live in those cities. You know, I think it's very easy to dismiss somebody like me and say, "Oh, well, you live in a city, so you don't know what it's like in middle America." My opinions have changed in recent weeks because of my exposure to middle America. Both parties, right? Or people, so many people, and that's what I'm finding is so many people don't even identify with either party. They feel like neither party really stands for them, you know? And I get that. And I understand that's how we got to this place, but we didn't get to this place by dismissing each other. I think there are so many people that were afraid to have these conversations and afraid to talk about these things, and that's how we ended up in the position that we're in. I said it on Wednesday's episode. I don't believe that it's just a bunch of racists and bigots and Nazis that made this decision, you know? And I will stand on that. And I will continue to try and be a bridge of unity as best as I can. And I know that not everyone's going to agree with that. And sometimes we're not ready to make that decision. And I understand that, you know? I just listen, look, I came into this conversation wanting to spread some positive news, right? First female chief of staff. That's not a bad thing for anybody to debate. And yet we're already getting so heated. And I understand politics is heavy, right? And politics is challenging because it feels very personal. And I believe everybody has a right to be heard. And I think we need to listen a little bit more. I'm working on that too. I'm trying to listen better. I'm trying to listen more. And trying my best to be as empathetic as I can. But we also have to understand we're going to have differences and we're not going to see the world the same, right? And just because we see things differently doesn't mean we value each other as humans any less. We just see the world differently, you know? And I think that it's important to recognize that and to accept that and to know that we can agree to disagree, right? They always said two things you don't talk about at the dinner table are politics and religion, because not everyone's going to see it the same way. Doesn't mean people value you any less as a person, you know? Velda says this was a powder keg topic. Spicy Dame says, yes, thank you, Zach, for at least having an open mind. Well, thank you. Joe says, no hate, spread love, and spread them legs. Well, now I need to go check on Donna and see what's going on, like with all the drama that's going on in her life, or that's going to be going on in her life. I'm texting right now. I need details. What's going on? Oh my God, Donna's gonna be fired. This is hard because like Donna's my friend and I love and appreciate Donna, you know? Oh God, Adam's calling me. Okay. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I gotta go. Um, wish me luck. I love you back. All right, guys. I love you. I appreciate you. I will talk to you later, skater. Follow me at Just Been Zach. Follow the podcast at No Filter with Zach. Ciao for now. Bye.